All right, let's get serious for a minute, right? It's tax season, and shockingly, according to H&R Block, Americans left more than $1 billion in unclaimed refunds on the table last year. That's a gang of money. Joining us this morning with some advice about how to claim what's rightfully yours is tax expert Richard Gartland, and you might recognize him as the bow tie guy from the H&R Block commercials, right? Well, he's not just the pretty face, he actually knows what he's doing. How are you, Richard?
I'm fine, Don.
Thanks
for that intro.
Now, Richard, let's just get right into this. I hate tax season. I got a lot of stuff I got to get together to send to my CPA. Tell us about some of the most frequently overlooked tax breaks that people need to be looking out for.
Sure. Well, you know, that $1 billion last year was made up mostly of deductions that people didn't take or credits that they were entitled to and they didn't claim. In the area of credits, you've got education credits. That can be up to $2,500 per student. Child tax credit, $1,000 per child. And for low and moderate income people, there's the earned income credit. For a family with children, that can be up to $6,000. And last year on that earned income credit, 1 in 5 people who qualified didn't claim it.
Oh my
goodness.
That's just wrong.
Now, it shouldn't happen.
Are these people who are trying to do their taxes on their own, who are missing these?
That's what our study looked at, yes. We looked specifically at people who did their own taxes, and we found that 50% of them were inaccurate, had some kind of inaccuracy, and 50% of the inaccuracies resulted in people leaving money behind.
Oh, wow. Now, that's crazy. One thing people need to be concerned about this year that they haven't had to worry about in years past is the Affordable Care Act and how that's going to affect our tax returns. What can you tell me about that?
Right. Well, the Affordable Care Act has been law now for several years. It's the biggest single change to the tax code in the last 20 years, by the way. But this year it's requiring that people have coverage. So for people who don't have coverage through an employer or individually or through Medicare or some similar program, they need to get that coverage. And if they don't have it, they're going to pay penalties. Those penalties are going to be collected next year on their tax return.
Got it.
We've developed a website called help.com.
Mm-hmm.
Help.com, that's help and health put together. It's a great site for people, lots of information, live chat, telephone help. You can actually enroll through that site. Also, I should mention there are subsidies that are going to be available to a large number of people, and those will help them pay the premiums. So in order to do that, it's a complex area and you really need some expert advice. We're there to help.
It. Now, besides not coming to see you, which is obviously a big deal, what are some of the most common mistakes people are making when doing their taxes? And besides not getting all of those deductions in? Right.
Well, I think that another, I guess, major area is not claiming the right status. So you're either single, married, head of household, married filing separate, married filing joint. Those are the choices. We find people often make a mistake on that and claiming the right number of exemptions. Your exemptions have to do with dependents that you're covering. Dependent needn't be just a child. That's the typical one, but it can also be a parent. It might be somebody who's unrelated but lives in your household. So those are areas, it starts to get a little more complicated than just the question, how many children do you have? And that's areas where people are leaving money behind, not taking an exemption credit.
Got it. Now tell everyone where they can find out information about H&R Block.
We've got information available. I'll give you 2 sources, hrblock.com and 1-800-HR-BLOCK. We've got 11,000 offices, and we're here to help you get your share of that $1 billion back.
Very good. We like that. Well, thanks so much, Richard. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Don. Appreciate your time.
Have a great day. Now, I know y'all been waiting for this. We've talked taxes, we've talked football, we've talked all kinds of stuff, but there are dudes back there with 6-packs and sporting bow ties. The Chippendales still know how to throw the ultimate ladies' night out, and we have 3 of their featured performers stopping by. Stay tuned. You do not want to miss this.